That's what fashion is supposed to be like. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be crazy. It's supposed to be exotic. It's supposed to be theatrical.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
that's why I have such a deep love for fashion, because it's you're able to express yourself in so many different ways. The reason why I love fashion so much is, once again, is because it's the best way that I can express myself and show people all my ideas, and show people my personality, and just, be able to go over the top, and not worry about judgment or anything, and worry about the critics and what people have to say. I'm doing me, and this, like,
Do you
everybody's
like
gonna
it?
see it. Yeah.
Or you don't? And either way, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't care.
Because I'm gonna do it either way it goes.
Exactly. What's up, fashion enthusiasts? I am Brittany Kia, and this is Behind the Label. So today, y'all, we have a very special guest. My homie Sense of Legit. Okay, when you see me, you seen him.
Always.
It wasn't no me.
Two
without you, literally.
Yeah.
When I say every picture, if it was a family gathering, we got a picture together.
Yeah.
It's
literally
no other way around
since
that.
diapers. I mean,
literally.
y'all don't even understand.
Okay, if locked in, ain't no switching up. Ain't no switching up.
No, for real.
So let's give a very warm welcome to influencer / model Dillion Dupri.
What's up, y'all?
Dillion, we're familiar.
I'm so excited to be here. Like, we've been talking about this for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, we just got so many things to get into, and
Definitely.
I'm ready.
Okay. I'm gonna make sure. We're gonna see if you're ready when you hear these questions. But that's how we're gonna know if you're ready or not.
I know.
Okay, so what is the meaning behind Dillion Dupri?
Well, first off, like, I've visualized that name as, like, like an alter ego, and throughout the long run of being like an influencer on social media, that kind of transitions into like a brand, because I do use my name to network with different brands, to do sponsorships, and do, like, collaborations and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when that it changed into just being like someone I see myself as, and it being like something I use to create a business out of.
Yeah.
So that's that's the meaning of Dillion Dupri.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it. It gives me very much, like you said, alter ego, pretty much, because I know your real name. So,
but we're not gonna discuss that.
We're not gonna get into
We're
that.
not gonna get into those things, but we're gonna get into some things.
Yeah, because I know your real name, and I said, "Who is this?" Dillion Dupri.
I feel like that was everybody's reaction, and then every time I come back home, because right now I currently live in Dallas. Every time I come back home to see the family, they're always calling me my real name. I'm like, wait, hold on.
That's you. That's you. Like, what's T? Like, that's your name.
I know, you can't forget. You can't forget home.
Okay, right. Don't act like you don't know. Don't go Hollywood on us now. He done moved to Texas. He don't know how to act. Like, let me find out. Let me find out. Okay, so what has been the biggest challenge for you transitioning from being the influencer known for comedy, but also like you trying to get more into the modeling side of it?
I feel like because I'm an influencer on TikTok, it's kind of harder to be more fluent with your creativity. And so, like, because a lot of people don't know, but I started off doing like comedic videos on Instagram like a long time ago. I'd say like in like 2016, and like I would do like really good doing videos like that, and then I just so happened to find out about TikTok, because I wasn't really big on like Musical.ly like that, like around that time of that era. So
Me either.
I had just heard about something called TikTok, and like a coworker had convinced me to like start making videos, because like my coworkers always thought that I was funny, and I like kind of get that a lot, that like
you
I'm
are
funny.
Right. You are.
So, and I'm the same way. I'm like, okay, well, like I'm just being myself. Like
Right.
I don't think it's that big of a deal. And so I made like a few videos that week I had that conversation with my coworker, and then like next thing you know, like it instantly just like happened. It just like shot up. Like the views was like booming, and I was like, y'all can't think I'm this funny. I don't think I'm this funny. So that's how that happened. It just it wasn't something that I really chose to like, go for as like, being on social media. It was always the idea in the back of my mind of being like a model. And
Mhm.
so it was just like things like that, it's just one of those things that just happened.
Yeah.
And so like, it was the responsibility I took upon throughout the time being, and it's great. It's very fun. It's very fun to like come up with like different things to say. If you watch my videos, I'm always doing like what's called roast battles, and it's basically like just going back and forth, like making jokes on each other. It's very interesting to watch because I really take the time out to think about the things I'm going to say, and a lot of people who watch my videos kind of use that as a way to be able to like stand up to bullying, which is a great thing. So a lot of great things came out of being like an influencer. I mean, a comedian on TikTok. It's just not like the ideal type of thing that I was like
What?
interested in doing.
Yeah.
And so, given that my first time being like, on social media was through Instagram, that's kind of where I reside at
Mhm.
currently, and that's with fashion.
Yeah, because there's some looks on there now. You be eating. I was showing one of my homegirls your page. I said, "Do you see this face? Do you see the structure of the bones on this man's
This one's talking here. This one's talking.
the structure of his freaking face? If this man doesn't give the girls model, I don't know who does. I just don't know who does. Even like a lot of people's side profile don't like, it don't eat.
Yeah.
But your side profile eats.
And I think it's so funny that like I've always gotten like the comment or like the compliment of being like a model, and like I was just always like mainly interested in fashion. That was like the only thing. I always just wanted to look good. And if you live in Detroit, you got to look good everywhere you go. Just so y'all know.
No, for
So that was the idea, as you can see right here.
Okay.
And so that was just like the ideal thing of like just trying to be like more creative in like the things that I wear. And then that turned into like me coming up with like this vision of myself and like the styles that I wanted to do for myself. But like I will always get comments like, you look just like a model. And they
Yeah.
would compare me like different types of models. And so I was like, I use that as like, a confidence booster. I'm not gonna lie. And
That's how it be sometimes.
I tried to do like everything that I could to like see myself in that, image as well that other people were
See.
seeing. And
Mhm.
so like I started changing my diet. Do you remember like I was like a vegetarian at
Oh
some
yeah.
point? I tried to do things like that to like slim in my body, like all that I can do just to like
Embody
have that
that.
image. And
Mhm.
then came after, the name Dillion Dupri.
Right. So you
Yeah.
just, but that's really how like the life thing works in general. Like you have to become the person that you want to be. And
Yeah.
once you step into it, then everything else just kind of follow. So yeah, if you walking around saying you a model, then you a model.
Exactly. I mean, hey, you have to speak a lot of things into existence. You have
Definitely.
to everybody has this idea of like who they want to be in life. We've always had like an idea of like the type of person that we want to be in life. And I feel like, being able to use like, platforms and being able to create like a title for yourself is a great way to express yourself. And so when you think about like the rappers, they get on the stage with all this confidence and they have a name set for themselves. And when they say their name, the crowd repeats back their name. That's how they go by. And so I feel like when you have come up with this like character of confidence and you feel like you're like the highest in the room, like you're standing on over the world, like I feel like that's very helpful in the process of, being in the fashion industry and the entertainment industry because that's exactly what a lot of people are going to expect from you. They're going to
Exactly.
ask you like what sets you apart from other, people.
People.
And you
Mhm.
have to bring that because you know within yourself, how you're different from other people. So it's like in situations like that, like that's why it's important to have that type of confidence in yourself.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I agree. And so what's some advice you would give someone trying to build their platform?
I feel like I spent like throughout the process of me, making something out of like the first few likes and views that I had, it was like definitely not easy. there was some things that was bops and there was some things that was flops. And you know, when things like that happen, just take your time, understand that not everything that you're gonna put out is gonna be perfect, and it doesn't even have to be perfect. As long as you're having fun, staying true to yourself, then you know everything will come out after that.
Okay. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
You definitely got to stay true to you. Don't
It's really
fall,
important.
yeah, not falling into the like trends be cool, but don't rely solely on like what's trending because trends change so frequently.
Yeah,
Like
it's really important.
yeah, I don't really hop on the trends that be trending. I don't do none of that shit.
Yeah.
It's too many people doing this shit.
Yeah, it's like everybody looks like has the same idea, and that everybody is looking at what people post on social media and comparing themselves to those type of people,
Yeah.
and you don't even realize you look exactly like them with the BBLs and like all those all those things that they got going on. It's like you got to stay true to yourself because that's what people are looking for
Right.
nowadays.
Yeah, definitely. But even with like I feel like even with saying the authentic, I feel like that is becoming overused too because
Yeah,
people scream authenticity, but then copy other people.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
y'all are not authentic. I don't know if
exactly.
y'all know what authentic
They
means,
don't.
but what y'all doing do not be authenticity. Y'all
Mm-mm.
just copy, 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 copy. And I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm tired too.
I'm tired. Goddamn.
Be creative.
Okay.
Think
Hop.
further.
Okay. Like, please hop in that one bag or something.
It's looking cheap.
It's looking cheap.
It's looking a little
Ooh.
bit cheap.
So, what's like the process behind the scenes of brand deals?
It's kind of like, you know, creating regular videos that I create for myself. You know, you come up with the idea of what you're gonna say. Sometimes, you know, depending on what brand you're working with, they give you like a little script of what to say, and it's just like a step-by-step thing. So, for example, I've worked with a brand called The Coldest Water. If you've seen my page, I'm pretty sure you've seen the
Mhm.
Tumblr. Like they give me when I like talk about doing a deal with them, they give me like this list of things that they expect from the video, which you need to include in the captions, certain things that you need to emphasize about like the product that you're doing, and like having like links in your bio, like all those types of things. So it's literally just like creating like a regular video for like TikTok if you're an influencer. And once you know are able to use the steps of creating your own video, it'll be easier to like be able to network and understand how to do brand deals.
Okay. So, have you ever had to go through like the whole thing of negotiating? Have you reached out to brands at all, or do brands just reach out to you?
Typically, I don't reach out to a brand unless it's something that I like. Unless it's something that I see myself wearing. Other than that, I don't typically reach out to the brands. Typically, I like check my emails all the time. In the morning time, that's the first thing I do. I'm checking my emails to see like what's you know what my emails have to offer, what these brands
Exactly.
have to offer. Excuse me. And so that's normally how it works, and I have to decide like based off of like what kind of brand it is. If it's legit, look at the email, look at the product, look at the type of contract that they want me to sign, like all those type of details. Always read your contract from the top to the bottom. If
Literally.
it's something that says agree to terms and conditions, make sure you read that 6 foot long paragraph, that scroll of everything. Because if you sign the wrong contract, you're going to end up in a lot of scams and a lot of debt. So definitely
Exactly.
read that contract
Definitely read the
for
contract.
sure.
And if you don't know what you're looking for, hire somebody to read it for
Yeah,
you.
hire some, get a manager, get something, get
Get
someone to help
something.
you if you don't
Yeah.
understand. But yeah.
Literally. Cause yeah, I just had somebody send me a contract and thank God we have a cousin and well, that's not your cousin, but we have somebody in our family that's a lawyer. Cause I
Yes.
definitely
Get a
sent
lawyer. You need a lawyer too.
I sent it to her. I'm like, can you look this over for me? Because I want to
Yeah.
make sure it ain't nothing crazy going
Right.
on. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's like really important because if people, especially when it comes to those kind of documentations, they try to throw little stuff in there that they know you might not understand.
Yeah.
And that's how you get
all
tripped
the
up, because
time.
it's not going to just be basic language within
Yeah.
that contract. It's going to be you're going to read it and be like, what do this mean?
Yeah.
Like, so.
And one way to tell if an email is legit from a brand is if you have to look at the name of the brand and their website. And if the email does not match the website, then it's not legit. I've had offers from Louis Vuitton, and I look at the email and it says gmail.com.
Yeah, exactly.
Louis Vuitton, you don't got Gmail.
Right. No, like, so the ones that say Gmail, because I done got quite a few Gmails from big brands, but I look at the emails too, because you're not finna get me.
Yeah, no.
Baby, I'm from Detroit.
Exactly. That's one thing. That is one thing.
All they do is scam here, okay?
Yeah, we know. Trust me. We know.
Literally.
You're not running nothing past our eyes.
At all. You thought you had you one. I don't play like that. You ain't finna get me. No. They be thinking they finna get off. Oh, okay, I got something for you. I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you.
Lawyer, a straight lawsuit.
Okay, because play with somebody else. Don't play with me. Play with your mama.
Play with your mama.
What's some of your? Okay, so let me go back. You travel like a lot. Like your ass is always on the go. So where is your favorite place to travel so far out of all the places you've been?
Well, part of me, like being a traveler now, is based off of like, my childhood. I've been fortunate to be able to, go on road trips with my family. We have pictures of us going to water parks and stuff. That's something big in my family. My family loves to like go to different places and get like a house together or like a cabin together and, just spend time with each other. It's a very healthy and different way to be able to connect. And so now that I'm an adult now and I've taken, matter in my own hands and I have like new things that I want to explore, that's just been something that I've picked up on. And it's a great way to find peace in other places as well. So with that being said, to answer your question, I'm sorry.
You okay?
My favorite place to travel to is California. That's that's the most consistent place I've been to throughout this journey. Yeah, I love California. I love LA. That to be more specific, I at some point vision myself living in California. I think that the lifestyle out there is pretty cool. It's pretty different. It's pretty authentic out there for the most part in different parts of California. I wouldn't say LA exactly because they're like we've talked about. There's a lot of dangerous places like spots in LA. So I don't really trust LA. I don't really trust the clubs out there. I don't really trust many people out there. So that's something to keep in mind if you do choose to travel to places like California. It's just, always be aware of your surroundings everywhere you go.
Definitely.
So, but I do like the lifestyle out there. I am an influencer, so there are a lot of people that I can connect with, great people I can meet, great people I could negotiate and talk business with. Yeah. And I just see it as like a place of opportunities.
It is.
And that's what it's all about for me. And if I'm moving somewhere far away from my family and it's, because of my career, then it's all about the business out there.
Yeah. I will say, like, for opportunities, LA is great.
Yeah.
It's great. It's so many creators in LA.
Yeah.
Like, so many. You don't know who you might run into.
Yeah.
Like,
left and right.
Left and right. You could just be walking. Like, I'm going to bring this up every time. I met Slick Woods. Like, you don't just meet Slick Woods. And me and her chopping it up. Like, I just met Slick Woods.
Yeah,
like,
it's shit like that happens. Like, when I had recently went to LA about maybe a week and a half ago, and I was at the club, and I'm not going to say who I met because we don't do free promo around here.
But, I'm dead.
But I was like, oh wow, that's crazy that I just randomly ran into this person that I actually just saw on TV the exact same day. It was wow,
that's crazy. Yeah.
Things like that happen when you go out there.
Literally, like I forgot where I was for a second because I was at the airport and I seen a celebrity and I'm like, oh shit, I am in LA.
Yeah,
it's not normal.
To think about it. It's like for them it's normal, but for like people who are living their everyday life, kind of in their own world, focusing in their own lane on things that they got to do. They don't, you don't really tend to
pay that much attention to that. And then being here, we don't give a fuck about no celebrity.
Yeah,
like
that's one thing about living in Detroit. Everybody is their own celebrity out here. No one cares
Literally.
about the next person have this many followers. And that's why I never made it a big deal about being an influencer because of where I'm from. Like there's a lot of people out here who has thousands of views, millions of views, and a lot of people who have like, just pure talent. And so like I try to that's where like being humble comes in, being an influencer, because it's like, there's so many other people out here that's doing their thing. So what makes you better than the next person? And that's
Right.
the mentality I've carried growing up living in Detroit.
Right. Because look, one thing about it, y'all ain't better than nobody
At all.
at all.
We all bleed blood and it comes out red.
And we all gonna die.
Yeah.
So fuck you.
Yeah. And your opinion.
And okay. Like I had my little fangirl moment over Slick Woods. I'm not gonna be fake.
And it happens.
I'm like, oh, you Slick Woods. I want a picture, but I don't want to sound like a fangirl because I'm not gonna.
I got you got your own thing going on. That's what it's all about.
Exactly. Yeah. So I literally told her, I said, I don't want to sound like a fangirl, but can I get a picture with you? Because not that I don't think we're gonna cross paths again, but I just want to have this memory of the first time.
To savor this moment, this little cute moment here.
Because when I see you again, I'm gonna be like, look, this was me.
Exactly.
We already done met, girl.
We already established this a long time ago. So
you know me and I know you. What I say, if we locked in, and that's what you know.
Yeah, no, for real.
So Slick Woods, we is locked in. She gonna be like, who is this lady?
With the cute outfit though.
Okay. I can style you if you want.
For real.
I'll get you right, girl. You was looking cute that day. But I can get you right. So how do you handle negative comments?
With negative comments, like in my everyday personal life, I don't care about, like, I genuinely do not care what the next person has to say. So when it comes down to the things that people say on social media, it's like even harder for me to care what people say, because like none of these people know me. The only people that genuinely know me is my family. So I walk around with that type of confidence every day when people are saying, negative things about what I have on or how I look. I genuinely don't care, because like my family loves exactly how I look. I get compliments from my family. My family compliments me the most out of all people on social media. Not like no person that supports me like my family. And so like I don't care about things like that.
Yeah.
And the type of platform that I have, it's me, responding to the things that people have to say about me.
Right.
So if somebody, like the type of person I am, if somebody's saying something about me, don't sit up here and think I'm not going to say something about you.
Okay.
We all got our flaws. We all got things that, we could, do better at or take care of ourselves. So while you over here trying to make a comment about me, I got something for you as well.
Okay. And your ass going to be getting canceled. When you step into that full-time modeling career, your ass is going to be getting canceled. Is what it sounds like. You're going to be on that shade room. Because they don't love the clapbacks.
No, they don't.
They don't like the clapbacks at all. They want to just talk shit.
That's one thing I've been trying to like restrict myself, because I know how my mouth could get, and I be trying to limit myself, because if you see the things that I say on social media, you'll be like, this guy is ruthless. Like he genuinely does not care about what he says and what comes out his mouth. And I don't want people to get the wrong idea or interpret the type of person that I am. And that's why I try to differentiate my platforms, TikTok and Instagram, so that people can see the other side.
So yeah, I understand for sure. Because you don't have like your comedy videos on Instagram, as far as I know.
I don't post. You will never see me post a video myself of me like having a roast battle ever at all, because I want people to see different sides.
I'm about to say this is two different.
This is two different people. Okay? You come here for one reason, you come here for another reason.
And I like that though.
Yeah, and one thing I've been trying to I've tried to do is I try to use TikTok as a way to be able to have people redirect their attention to my Instagram. I wanted to use that platform. And I feel like that's something that a lot of influencers do. They try to use one platform to, hop onto YouTube and hop onto things like Instagram and just use it in every different stream of popularity that you can. And I think that's like something that, I've recently tried to establish with, posting fashion on Instagram. And I just really want to be able to show people a different side of me outside of just me being like somebody that's constantly making jokes or quote unquote talking shit about somebody,
Yeah, but if you start it, you got to know I'm going to finish it. That just be what that whole thing is.
Mhm.
Don't start. So I clear this air.
Exactly.
I clear
You're
this
gonna be
air.
speechless.
Okay. I never understood why people think they gonna get on God's green internet and talk shit about
Literally.
you, and then
Literally.
you respond, and then you're the bad guy.
Exactly. And that's the thing. And then that's the thing about being an influencer. You're not going to be perfect for everybody. You're not going to be the person that everybody wants you to be. Sometimes you have to be that bad guy. Sometimes you have to stand up and defend yourself because those type of
Right.
people are going to be the ones that break you.
Exactly. If you think that I'm not going to defend myself, everything does not deserve a reaction, though.
Right.
So I
Right.
think it just depends on what your ass, how far you want to take it.
Mhm.
That's the type of response you're going to get from me. If
Yeah.
you taking it way too far, I'm going to check you.
Yeah.
Because what you got to know is you're not about to play with me.
Yeah. And nobody, nothing that anybody could say about you can like define who you are
Literally.
whatsoever. What you do and what you prove to yourself and what you present to the table is what defines you.
Literally.
Mhm.
Some people take that shit too far, though.
Yeah.
And you got to get checked, bitch. Because
Yeah, some people need to be a little humble.
You need to be humble.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Everybody need sometimes I have to humble myself. She like everybody has to humble themselves. Sometimes she humbles me and I'm completely fine with it.
People humble my ass all the time too.
It happens.
It just
Sometimes you need a mirror held up to you so you can see. That's all it takes.
Literally. And I'm gonna be that mirror for your ass. That's what you gotta know.
Right. Of course.
So just to speak on a little more about the fact that like if you allow what other people say to get to you, how it can put you in a bad space, or like even just dealing with everyday life in general, truthfully, when dealing with the pressure of everyday life, what do you think is the most important to stay focused on your goals?
I feel like sometimes I feel like the things that I say, I need to take my own advice as sometimes, but
It'd be like that.
of course, writing down your plans. You have talked about that personally. Writing down your plans because like I said, visualizing is very important when it comes down to building. You're building a platform or just building your career.
Mhm.
So writing down your goals, sticking to them, repeating them to yourself, allowing yourself to believe that you could be able to reach full potential. I think that's very important. And I think, spending time to yourself is something that is very important to give yourself peace. I feel like once you are isolated away from everybody's opinions and the things that distract you, you are really able to think about everything that you want to establish and accomplish in life.
I
So
agree.
definitely giving yourself time to be alone, having talks with yourself, getting to understand yourself better instead of, being out in the public where there's so many things going on around the world and you kind of get so caught up into the things that's going on social media, which is a different world. It's a completely different
It's
reality.
not even real.
You tend to lose yourself focusing on, all the wrong things.
Yeah, definitely. That scrolling.
Mhm.
Don't let that scrolling take over that brain.
Yeah.
You just internalize all that stuff, especially when you at a point in your life where you might not be exactly where you want to be at or
Yeah.
where you thought you could be at.
Yeah.
So sometimes seeing other people do much better than you, it's like, I don't even want to see this shit right now. Like,
Yeah.
this shit making me feel bad about what I got going on. You should
Right.
never feel bad about what you have going on, because
Exactly.
at the end of the day, when it's your time, it's your time. Can't nobody take that away from you.
Mhm.
So
And half
divine,
of the things that people look at on social media is like not even
it's
real.
not real. It's
They're
fake as
living a
hell.
completely different lifestyle than what you think.
Exactly.
Nobody is being genuine on social media.
No.
Don't believe it.
I'm gonna say not at all. Like, even some of people favorite celebrities be broke as hell.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They don't have no money.
Even if it's being broke or even if it's being like genuinely depressed, like there are
That
people
too.
who will cry and literally record a 30-minute video on YouTube as if nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
I'm not making a YouTube video if I'm crying.
Yeah.
I'm
Me
not
either.
doing that.
But people gotta keep up, like, because people want to be so engulfed in what other people have on, which I
Yeah.
never understood that either. Like,
Yeah.
y'all be so deep into other people's lives, you forget about your own damn life.
Right.
Like,
Right.
get up off that internet.
Mhm.
The fun is in real life. I promise you. The internet is cool.
Yeah, and I feel like because we have the internet, it's made a lot of people lazy. I feel like a lot of
Definitely.
people don't put in as hard work. A lot of people think that it's supposed like certain things are supposed to be handed to them, and
Mhm.
that like
Entitlement.
yeah, and it's entitlement. And I feel like with social media and everything that people present on there, and the things that society tells you who you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to do, to get somewhere, to be someone in this world, you're not supposed to listen to nothing that's in the media about who you are supposed to be, that tells you who you're supposed to be. You should
Right.
already know that. And that's the thing. That's why it's so important to isolate yourself from things like social media that distracts you, because they're going to try to convince you who you are and try to tell you who you're supposed to be and
Right.
have this image built of what you're supposed to look like and
What you supposed to live like, what
what you're
kind of
supposed
car
to
you
live
supposed to
like, what you're
drive,
supposed to have at a certain age,
age.
and like what type of career you're supposed to have at a certain age. Let me tell you, one thing about me, I have never been the type of person to be like, I want to graduate and go to college. And I'm not saying that's anything wrong with anybody who wants to go to college. I think that if you are very knowledgeable and that's something like you see yourself doing something very big with the things that you learned, that's important, that's great. But me personally, I am knowledgeable in school, I'm knowledgeable street smart, I'm knowledgeable when it comes down to social media and anything involving like any editing, anything like graphic designing, like those type of things. Like there's a lot of things that people don't know about me that I just don't speak of because I don't let my words really define or to prove to anybody like the things that I'm trying to do. I stay silent and then I'll show it when I have it ready. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. Proof is in the pudding. You can talk
Yeah.
all day, baby. I don't want to hear that.
The
What you
action
got
is
to
all
show?
what's behind it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The action is what we want to see. I don't care about what you're talking about.
No. No.
Because motherfuckers talk all
Mhm.
day long, and don't be saying nothing.
Right.
Nada. Zilch.
Mm-mm.
Show me what that action is hitting on.
Right.
So what what are some words of encouragement you can give someone battling with mental health, like if they're going through like a depressive stage?
Yeah. Um, to advice to give someone who's going through depression is always, stay true to like the things that you believe in because that can be very important. And to also, I feel like isolation also plays a role in that to be able to give yourself time to heal from whatever is, constantly ringing in your mind. And the thing, like your thoughts overwhelming you at times. I feel like, you know, being to yourself is something that everybody needs to get into. I feel like meditating is something that everybody needs to get into. I feel like, just even taking walks is something that you need to like tap into to give yourself peace of mind, because when I tell you getting outside, getting into the real world, even going to work, going to the grocery store, I look at everybody's lifestyle and I look at how unhappy a lot of people are. And like when I look at like all the things that's going on in the world, like I think about the things that's going on in my personal life, all the negative things that's going on in my personal life. And I feel like, when I'm by myself personally, I can speak for myself, for example, when I'm by myself, I'm able to read, I'm able to write, I'm in my full space, I'm in my zone. If you come into my room and you look around my walls, my room is surrounded by everything that I love. And I write down everything that I love. I print pictures of everything that I love. I make notes and to myself to wake up to on my mirror, and I'm surrounded by all these pictures of me and my family and my city and my home. And I look at all those things in my room, and it kind of it grounds me and it keeps me in a safe place to where no matter what is going on in this world, I always know that I'm in a safe place and I'm able to fully distance myself and depart myself from everything that's going on, in the world. So
Mm.
definitely isolation is the biggest thing. That is the topic of this whole entire, interview, because a lot of people don't give themselves time, and time is ticking. Time does not wait for anybody. And I feel like a lot of people get caught up in um living so like another lifestyle and not doing things to be happy for themselves, and you tend to look back at time and look at old memories and be like, wow, all this time I could have been doing something better. I could have been doing everything that I said I wanted to do. In this placement that I am right now, I could have been somewhere else in life based off the things that I had planned for. But when you let a lot of things take away your attention, you miss out on all of that. And then you
Definitely.
start to, grieve all those memories.
Yeah, which is
So
true.
definitely isolate yourself from all distractions. For
Yeah,
sure. For sure.
I agree. But I also just would like to note like isolation is good, but don't over isolate yourself
True.
because there is
True.
a such thing as over isolating
Yeah.
yourself and
Yeah.
just trying to block out everything and everybody, especially when like it's people around you that want to help you
Hmm.
and are trying to be there for you.
Right.
It's like don't push the people that you love or that's trying to help you away
Hmm.
because you're just so into your isolation.
Yeah.
Like I have a friend that I didn't have to tell her a few times, like, if you need to talk or anything, let me know. Like,
Right.
don't isolate yourself to the point that you have to deal with everything on your own because you don't
Hmm.
necessarily have to. Some stuff you do have to deal with by yourself.
Yeah.
Other people cannot help you with.
Right. Right.
But in some cases, depending on what the situation may be, if somebody is willing to sit there and listen and help you through that, you
Hmm.
better take that help because that shit get rough by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
It becomes really rough to try to handle everything by yourself.
Yeah.
Like, don't push away them people that love you, man.
Hmm.
Don't do that because you want to be in isolation mode.
Right. Right.
It's like I said, it's cool for a little bit, but at some point you got to come up out of that
Yeah. Yeah.
because
For
then you're
sure.
gonna start losing your
For sure.
mind in it.
Because all it is just, people that genuinely care about you. You can't, continuously complain and, about the things that you're not hurting about and to these people and confide and vent to these people and expect them not to, want to extend love or extend, um, happiness for you and like give you advice. Even if it's constructive criticism, a lot of people are not able to take constructive criticism when they're going through, hard times. But it's very healthy to be able to listen to other people's perspectives because you never know what other people are going through. Maybe they can identify with the things that
Exactly.
you're going through. So it's very great to be open to listening to other people. Like she said, don't isolate yourself too much because you get like I said, you get caught up in all your thoughts
Your thought.
and that's what kind of takes over you
Exactly.
in the midst of like being in a dark place.
Right. And you don't want that darkness to consume you because
Yeah.
once the darkness consumes you, it's really hard to pull yourself out of that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it can
yeah.
be really, 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 really difficult. But also even with like venting to people or
Mhm.
not even I wouldn't even say venting to people. Well, yes, that too. And then like if someone is venting to you, I think collectively we need to make it our business to start asking people, are you looking for advice or are you just looking to vent? Because
Mhm.
sometimes people be giving unsolicited advice, and I'm guilty of it too.
Mhm.
We give unsolicited advice. Motherfuckers really don't be wanting to hear that shit.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, I don't want to hear that. I already know. So you telling me something I already know, like, but then again, on the other hand of it, it's like, okay, so if you already know, why aren't you doing something to change it? Why you keep
Yeah.
complaining? It sounds at that point, it sounds like you're complaining about the same thing over and over and over and over because you're not really
Mhm.
actually taking those steps to do better.
Right.
So it's like a double edged sword for real.
Yeah, it really is. It
It's a
really
double edged
is.
sword. But just still like asking people, or even before trying to vent, asking somebody, do they have the capacity to listen? Because sometimes people be going through their own
Yeah,
shit
yeah, and
and
you have to
don't
respect that.
exactly and can't
Mhm.
they can't take on your problems on top of their own problems.
Yeah.
Some people do not have the capacity for all of that.
Right, right.
So
And it's also yeah, it's just about being considerate of like other things that people are going
going
through as
through,
well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all got it. We all got to do better. I ain't just gonna say y'all, cause me too.
Yeah, I'm same here.
We all
Same
got to do
here.
better with just
We all have personal things that's going on in this world.
yeah.
Everybody has experienced anxiety, depression, fears, worries, like all of that. We're
Mhm.
human. Those are all human traits. So while you're, confiding to someone, of course, be considerate and ask them, hey, what's going on with you? It's
Mhm.
it's, it's very important.
So Who is your biggest inspiration in the fashion industry?
Okay, I'm gonna say my biggest, but can I name three?
Yeah, that's
Is that
cool.
okay? Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, so my biggest inspiration in the fashion industry would definitely be Kanye West.
Okay, I can see that.
I when I say I genuinely have a strong love for Kanye West, it's I feel like I can identify with Kanye West in a lot of ways. And like for example, I think Kanye West is very misunderstood. Smart as can be, but like very misunderstood. I feel like people get like the wrong idea of him.
They do.
And I know it's most likely it's based off of like his outrages and like just the things that they like people have seen in the media.
Hmm.
And and I feel like those are things that we talked about, which is not fair to like really judge people. But like when you think about it, like you think about all the things that he's gone through, like with missing his mom, and turning like all his grief into like a vision and just putting it into like his work and putting it into like his fashion and putting it into like his brands. Like I honestly aspire not expired, but like he's definitely like a strong influence on like who I see myself as. Not to say that I want to be Kanye West.
Right.
I don't want to say that, but he's definitely given me like the confidence to
Hmm.
be the type of person that I want to be.
And that's very understandable.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so who the other two?
The other two is Virgil.
Oh, okay,
I love Virgil.
I do too. May that man rest in paradise.
May he rest in paradise. I love his story. I love how he started off being like, a designer for Louis Vuitton and how that transitioned into like his own idea of off white. And I love reading and hearing things about Virgil because it started so small and he was able to like expand his horizons, and he's actually like he was also somebody that was like really close to Kanye West. A lot of people don't know that they went to school together, to fashion school together. And like that's another person who I have like a strong influence, but that's somebody I have a strong um I receive a strong motivation from
Yeah.
because of that. And then also Olivier Rousting, he is the creative director of Balmain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
See, and it's things like that. Like I try to make sure that I have all my facts with when it comes down to like the people in the fashion industry, like
Definitely.
designers and
It's so many of them motherfuckers though.
it is, and so I try to get like as many facts as I can, just because of like I have so many inspirations when it comes down to fashion, and
You just
like
want to make sure you know what you're talking about
yeah,
and
yeah, I
who you
don't,
talking about.
yeah, and I don't ever want to look up and like I have like a job presented to me like with an agency, and they're like, okay, so what make like why do you want to have this opportunity? Like I want to be able to have the knowledge of like designer brands and designers and be able to
Hmm.
let them know like this is something I'm very invested in,
Right.
and this is something that I genuinely want to pursue.
Okay.
And so, with back bringing it back to Olivier, Olivier is one of the youngest creative directors for designer brands. He became a creative director for Balmain back in 2011, between 2011 or 13, and he was 22 years old.
Okay.
Where do you hear about a creative director for a luxury brand, or a designer brand, being 22 years old?
Right.
That's a big deal. So it's people like that that keep me moving. People that don't think about uh being too the idea of being too young to do anything, or limiting, just basically limiting your goals and
Yeah.
your dreams and stuff like that. So when I think about people like that, it gives me inspiration to I got things to get done now. I got visions. I got things that I want to prove to people. I got things that I want to show. I want people to know who I am and what I have to provide. I've already proven that myself. That's that to myself. So I just want everybody else to know. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
to see it too. I
Yep.
got you. So, what does fashion mean to you?
To me, fashion has so many different meanings. I feel like for me, fashion is just the most expressive way that I can show like who I am.
Hmm.
And when you look at the things that I wear and when you eventually see the things that I have planned in my mind in the near future, you'll understand who I am a little bit more. And all the things that I think about. Everything that I think about is theatric, over the top. Like like things that make people gas, things that make people want to be like, oh wow, like I can't believe you did that.
Yeah.
And that's why I love Kanye so much, because he gives people that gas. He gives
Yeah.
people that
Thinking
like
outside the box.
thinking outside the box, going further. And so like I always give myself this piece of advice when it comes down to fashion. It's always like when the whole world sees a wall, I see a window. And like the meaning behind that is when the whole world sees a wall and they see like, okay, I've reached this certain amount of success in life, and I've come past all this creativity, I've done all of this, this is where I'm at in life. So like, there's that's just like a lot of people limit themselves. I see a window to where like, okay, I've reached this point in life. Now it's time to go beyond that and
Mm-hmm.
see what more I can do. And I feel like with fashion, being able to express who you are through style, there's so many different styles. There's so many different ways to be creative when it comes down to fashion. So many different colors, so many different fabrics, so many different ideas. If you look at the Met Gala, for example, the themes is always different every single year, and
Yeah.
the Met Gala is one way for people to fully express, like, different types of fashion. Even though it's one theme, everybody has something different. Everybody is just being theatrical. It's one of it's the biggest fashion event in history, the Met Gala. And so for those who don't know what the Met Gala is, the Met Gala is a charity event held in New York City, and Manhattan, New York, and it's basically a costume gala, a ball in a way,
Mm-hmm.
and it's where people come to this charity and they raise money for fashion museums, and so. A lot of a lot of the celebrities that you guys see that comes, they are here for a cause for fashion, and the Anna Wintour, the one who orchestrates the Met Gala, and also the creative director of Vogue,
Rogue. Mm-hmm.
she allows all these celebrities to come, over the top, and so that's why I love that event so much, because that is the great that event is the greatest way for people to be able to like just show off. Lady Gaga, Kim
Yeah.
Kardashian, like Tom Brady, everybody, Blake Lively. You'll see, like all those people, and people have all these things to say about those people. Oh, this person was a cat from the Met Gala. This person was Cinderella and the twins from Met. It's for the fun of it. That's what fashion is supposed to be like. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be crazy. It's supposed to be exotic. It's supposed to be theatrical.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
that's why I have such a deep love for fashion, because it's you're able to express yourself in so many different ways. The reason why I love fashion so much is, once again, it's because it's the best way that I can express myself and show people all my ideas, and show people my personality, and just be able to go over the top, and not worry about judgment or anything, and worry about the critics and what people have to say. I'm doing me, and this like
Either you
everybody's
like
gonna
it
see it. Yeah,
or you don't. And
it's
either way, I don't care.
yeah. I don't care.
I don't care.
Because I'm gonna do it either way it go.
Exactly. Okay, so were there any final remarks that you would like to add, or tell the people where they can find you at?
You can the best way to find me is on TikTok. That is my most popular platform as of right now. It is Dillion Dupri, and all of my platforms are pretty much the same. So the main platforms I get on is TikTok, Instagram, and you may see me on Snapchat here and there. But those are the main ways to find me, and also my YouTube channel, which I will be posting content in the near future. Not just yet. I'll come out with a date. Once I got
Yeah.
everything together. But yeah, those are my social media. So
Follow him.
follow my Instagram, hit up your boy for a roast battle.
Or, if you need a model.
If you need a model, I'm
'Cause
here.
that jaw be drawing. So if you need a model, hit my boy up.
I'm here.
He here. Well, he not here, but he in Dallas.
I'm in Dallas.
And he ain't hard to get here though. He everywhere. He everywhere.
One way to get me here is to reach out to my family, but you don't want to do that because my family ain't that nice.
He everywhere though. We worldwide with it.
Mm-hmm.
We worldwide with it. So I appreciate you coming.
I appreciate you for having me.
Of course. And
Yes.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. We're going into a new year almost. We got about a month left.
Yes.
And so let's kick it into gear. 2024 is up.
It's up. It's only up from here.
It's only up from here. Y'all heard it here first. Peace.
Peace out.